Welcome to CS Design Studios' presentation, The Marketing Corner, with co-host Shawn Campbell and Wyatt Chambers. The Marketing Corner is your source for the latest and greatest in today's world of marketing and entrepreneurship. And now, without further ado, it's Shawn Campbell and Wyatt Chambers.
And welcome everybody to the CS Presents The Marketing Corner. My name is Shawn Campbell, the CMO of CS Design Studios. Thank you. Thank you. Today we have Wyatt Chambers, the founder of CS Design Studios. How you doing, Wyatt?
Hey, I'm doing good, man.
And we have Aaron Owens back from vacation. Well, not really a keeps misstating that, Aaron. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. Yeah, it's all good.
It was a working touring summer for you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
guess,
so
we can call it that.
Yeah, we talked about a little bit last time on a video we posted last week. We'll get into a little bit more about your adventures. Aaron specializes in Google business profiles and podcast engineering. He has his own podcast, which you will plug at the end of this one. Don't let me forget. My name is Shawn Campbell, the social media, the dude at social media, CS Design Studios and CMO. And our engineer, Lily. The longest applause goes to Lily. She's also assisting the social media team here at CS Design Studios. So we're excited to get this podcast in front of and to everybody, and because we have a very important topic today. It's one that I think 99.9872% of all businesses misstep on, and we're not using enough video for your marketing strategy. It's something that Lily and I put together today on my LinkedIn profile, the importance of using video for your marketing efforts. So let's talk about it today. Wyatt, I want you to go first. What's your vision? What's your viewpoint, I should say, on video, and why is it important for small businesses to utilize it in our marketing efforts today?
That's a good question. You know, the first time that I saw YouTube, we're going back in the time machine, over 15 years.
Yeah.
I remember putting up our first podinar is what we called it.
A podinar.
We called it a podinar.
Wow.
Which was a video that we did with really before it was cool and catching on. And, I remember going to video companies in Tucson to shoot testimonials, shoot video for businesses because you could see that it was impacting conversion. And
right.
we're going back again over a decade. And I was encouraging companies to take the time to at least create an infomercial. And then along the way, we were like, hey, we need to also have testimonials. Even before Google had reviews.
Yeah.
Just a way of social proof as customers talking about the user experience or the consumer experience. We knew that it was going to impact inbound phone calls. And so it's a staple. It really has been a staple since the beginning of CS.
Yeah. And Aaron, from your viewpoint with Google Business Profiles and with your own podcast, do you utilize video on your own podcast as well?
I do, yes. We upload to YouTube and on Spotify as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, give people the option.
How much would you attribute the success of your podcast to the fact that you do have that option for video?
I think more people actually watch the video episodes versus listening to it.
Just listening to it?
Actually, we have about a good mixture, but there were people before who didn't have Spotify.
Yeah.
So they didn't have the option of watching it. So when we start uploading the video on YouTube, they can now go to YouTube and actually watch it.
Yeah.
Whereas if they didn't have Spotify or didn't use it, because you got to keep in mind everyone doesn't use it, and so and then the other apps don't allow video. Like I don't think Apple Podcasts allow video.
Yeah.
It might be coming, but
right.
So
yeah, one thing that Wyatt and I learned from, what was the gentleman's name in Orange and does the restaurant niche? I keep forgetting his first name.
Orange.
You can't forget him. He's
it Matt?
Maybe
It's Matt. Yeah.
Yeah.
Matt.
He does a video every day.
Yes, he
And
does.
that's one thing he's stressed, and that's one thing that I've upped my efforts with the assistance of Lily. Is I'm trying to do a video most every day now, and that's one thing. Matt, who's very successful at what he does, he's stressed that we all should be doing a video every day. Whether it's just providing value and information. I think a lot of his though are kind of more on the entertainment side as well. But nonetheless, I mean, he's out in front of his audience each and every day, even on the weekends. He's uploading and producing videos every single day. So, yeah, that's something I think, we're trying to do here at CS, but and it is increasing our engagement, our reach tremendously. But it's something I think that's the biggest obstacle is when we talk about video and we're preaching video. It's not just like happens in 20 seconds. You got to produce it a little bit, unless you're doing live. Say, have you ever done a live, Aaron?
We have done live, yeah.
Yeah, a live podcast, kind of?
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
Do you promote that ahead of time, or is it just kind of on the whim?
We did. We promoted it on Instagram, and we also do Instagram, short clips on Instagram as well. Now, we didn't have a huge, because our following is not, we don't have like a huge following per se, but the ones who follow us, who check Instagram pretty regularly, they saw that we were going to be going live. And so, yeah, we don't really push as hard, but because again, it's all for fun.
Right.
But just seeing the results from just doing it for fun are pretty, I mean, to see the results that we do get, we're like, okay, this is actually pretty cool. Imagine if you actually promoted it. Yeah.
I wanted to just chime in there. There's a really good hot tip for video-based, user-based studies. And one of the things that we use it for, and we're talking to a lot of different sales teams. How can you do outreach to other businesses in your local community without door knocking? And one of the big tools out there is LinkedIn, right, on the social media side. So one of the things that you can do is once you connect, you're able to reach out and send a message. And I tell you, I get hundreds of messages on my LinkedIn app, not one video. So you're going to stand out if you do an outreach to somebody you want to do business with. Right. You're building the relationship, and now you use the in-app, video button to send a message. You have 2 minutes.
Okay. Do you need to upgrade your LinkedIn profile on that, or is
no, it's standard on LinkedIn.
You don't need Sales Navigator; it's standard.
No, you don't need you don't need any of that stuff. Standard feature. You can either record an audio clip, which is 60 seconds, or you can do a 2-minute video, which is nice. You just use your LinkedIn app, and a lot of people won't do that because they just fear of, hey, what is somebody going to think about me? More of a fear-based thing where if you just think about how personalized that is when you send a video of yourself doing an outreach to somebody for the first time.
Yeah,
huge.
And see what Wyatt just did right there for us, Lily, is what did he do for us? He provided us a 20-second, 30-second little clip and trailer, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he did. So we could utilize what Wyatt just said as part of this entire video. But after we're done here, we're actually going to clip this up into maybe 4 or 5, 6 different trailers or teasers to promote this podcast in itself. So that's one thing people don't realize is like you're not just putting out a 20-minute long video out there. What you're doing is you're breaking this content up to where you break it up, and it's going to be on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, YouTube, everywhere else. So, so it's not just one piece of content. This could eventually turn out to 12 to 15 pieces across many, many platforms.
Absolutely. So I'm thinking about some different other applications of video that we put on websites. For example, I know we worked with a large real estate guy here locally, and we had done all of his FAQs in video.
Oh, wow.
Every single one. Now, I would just say this is a huge SEO tip. If you want to have a page rank really well, do a video on that content. Oh, wow. So now you're getting the through play on YouTube. You can SEO that content, but then you can also have it on your website on page. Both together, super powerful, especially on service pages. If you want to do a video for a service. So it's not just an FAQ. You could have a blog on a topic, but your service pages, think of those like micro, infomercials. Like let's just say you were a painter and you want to do a page on stucco.
Yeah.
There's a nice page you can do on, hey, this is what we do typically when we're refurbing a house with stucco.
Yeah.
And just show a little clip. So there's so many different applications for video, but I know as a consumer, when we see that, it just brings more validity to this is a real business. This is a real person.
Yeah.
Especially on LinkedIn, because there's so much automation. We hear about AI all the time where, no one wants to get AI'd, right? Somebody did a reach out to me using AI. I want to know that they reached out to me because they wanted to reach out to me, right? Exactly. And I'm reaching out to Shawn, and I want to ask him a good question, and if he got an audio clip or a video, it's like, oh, wow, Wyatt's, he's real or Aaron's real.
Yeah.
Or Lily, she had a great question. So those are other applications. We talked about SEO, a little bit of marketing, and B2B business prospecting. So many applications.
Yeah. Aaron, in your opinion, I'm putting you on the spot. And for the record, we didn't rehearse any of this, right? So we're just kind of, but Aaron, on the spot, I mean, I'm assuming you watch a lot of YouTube.
Yes.
Do you engage in TikTok at all? Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn?
Yeah, all of them.
So is one video universal across all those platforms?
Ooh, that's a good question. It depends. I mean, can you?
It's okay to say no.
I mean, I would say it depends on what the video is.
Okay.
But TikTok obviously is gonna lean more towards a shorter form video. And generally it's going to be something quick and entertaining usually. It's not that you can't put something informative on TikTok, but it's not going to necessarily perform the best there.
Exactly, yeah.
So it depends on what but keep in mind YouTube now has shorts as well.
Yes. Yeah.
So something like that may perform well on all. It just depends on what you're.
Yeah, that there's different type of edits I think work better on YouTube than on Facebook. I think I'll say 9 out of 10 videos on YouTube can work on Facebook, but not vice versa. Sometimes the more editing kind of hurts some Facebook videos, whereas you need to kind of quote unquote jazz it up a little bit on YouTube.
Yeah.
You need a good thumbnail on YouTube. There's certain things that you got to do when you upload videos on YouTube. It's a lot more comprehensive, a lot more detailed when you do a YouTube video versus a Facebook video. And LinkedIn is just easy. You just upload the video, and they really don't ask for the meta tags or the description or anything like that.
Yeah.
So if you're just getting started on video, just do it first, but don't get overly, bog yourself down on all the, details at first until you get into that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I was going to say real quickly, demographic is really important.
Huge.
Like your
Phenomenal
point. Audience.
Yeah.
And it's funny, I was just working on one of the Google ad certifications, the video ad certification yesterday. And there was a lot of different facts that they kind of mentioned, like the reason why certain generations look at videos and what they're expecting, which I thought was really interesting. Like Generation Z, for example, will look at a video for one reason or one topic, right? While Generation X, for example, will look at it for something different. Like Generation X tends to look at videos that are more nostalgic, that kind of bring in there, as far as looking for entertainment.
I've been in that kick for a while, the nostalgic
kick.
Look what I'm wearing today. Old school City Connect jersey, right?
Yeah, it's a good segue into talking about how you can use video for training. I know that we all have these. We're carrying these around. And what we can do is shoot video with these. And then I think we just went to a 7-figure agency, our first one actually up in Miami, me and Shawn did. And it was nice to see how they were using those for creating SOPs. So it was a combination of filming and then using AI to create the standard operating procedure for a business.
Yeah.
It's like, well, how would you shut down your business today? Instead of walking through, you're actually filming yourself, closing the door, locking the door, turning off the lights, turning off the AC, whatever. That turns into a standard operating procedure for maybe another player.
Yeah.
And that's what our businesses end up being is a bunch of operating procedures, right?
Yeah. And one thing I do want to stress, I mean, one thing that and I think each one, including you, Lily, from your age demographic, right? I want each of one of us, and I'll go ahead and start, to give one big tip on what you need to concentrate most on video. And it's exactly what we're doing today. It's authenticity. We don't go into our podcast scripted. We know what we're going to talk about, but I think this type of conversation right now that we're having is best because it's authentic. Yeah. You know, like the question I just asked you on the, you know, it's like, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of different answers. And, you know, you are a marketing professional. You're outstanding at what you do. But sometimes there is no right answer, right? But I think the only right answer there is when it comes to video is being authentic. I think if you're overly polished, over-rehearsed, then you overthink it and you're just not going to connect to your audience. All right? So, Lily, you're going to be last, right, to give you time to think about it. But, Aaron, what's one tip that you would give when you're going to tell a client, okay, you need to start doing video, and besides authenticity, what would you say?
I would just say, if it's, for example, if we want them to shoot a frequently asked question, type video, I would say be as clear and concise as possible, and try to keep. In that case, I think a shorter video is better.
Yeah,
just keep it clear, concise, and short.
Yeah, you made a lot of good points right there, because you want to provide some tremendous information in a good, clear manner to position yourself as a leader in your industry and community. Phenomenal answer. Wyatt, you got to beat ours too. I don't know if you're going to be able to do that.
Well, there's a lot of different things that we've been doing, video stuff. We've been using drones. We've been using steady cams, which are now called gimbals. All kinds of fun toys. But I think just have fun with it. There's so many applications in business what you can use video for. The biggest mistake that you can make is not use it. Your phones, and by the way, we're shooting this all with phones. Yeah. Why? Because it all works within the Apple framework.
Do we have that fourth camera on so they could see what we're doing?
Yeah.
Yeah, we literally have 2 iPhone 12s, right?
Yep.
An iPad, two iPads as our video setup here. And Aaron had just seen it last week, and he's like, dude, that's kind of cool.
Well, the cameras that are in phones are very well done, and they work well in low light.
Right.
They're capturing good frame rates. I mean, we take them for granted how awesome they are. I mean, just a camera that we would buy, a DSLR, going back a decade ago to have the same quality.
Yeah.
Probably like a $3,000 camera.
Yeah.
Now that it's right in our phones.
The only thing I would add to that, Wyatt, is to have like a wireless mic. And that's what I do on my videos with Lily.
Yes.
They have that wireless mic just so they can pick you up a little bit better.
Yeah, and they have them on Amazon.
For $20.
$20. A Bluetooth lapel mic.
Yeah.
Or you can even plug one in your I forget what jack it is on the iPhones, but you can get both Bluetooth or wired.
Yep. All right, Lily, on the spot for the college age segment. What's most important? What captures your attention most when you guys watch a video?
Okay, so I was thinking just be yourself, because to me, videos is all about creating a connection, just putting a face to the business or a face to the service. So just be yourself. Don't be too over-scripted or over-rehearsing. Just be yourself and let people create a connection with you. They're more likely to go to your business or use your service if they feel a connection to you.
Yeah, yeah. So how often do you think you watch video when you're on? Well, are you on social media a lot, Lily, or?
Yeah, I feel like our generation is the social media generation. So, yeah, I would say I'm on social media quite a bit.
Yeah, and this is important if people are listening to us. We're not just, saying that we have someone of college age here. We're kind of like, okay, let's understand this demographic, right? You're on social. How many different, not which platforms, but how many different platforms are you on?
Probably like five or six.
That's phenomenal, right? Yeah. So if you're a business targeting, the 20-somethings, early 20-somethings or teenage, are you just on one platform trying to reach them, or are you on 5 or 6?
Yeah.
This is important stuff, right? So that was good insight. That's good insight. So a couple more questions. Aaron, you spent some time in South America and in Canada. Each one of us, every day when we came in, said how much we loved you. Not that we hated you for being gone. None of us cursed your name every day you were gone. Did you get a chance just to people watch people on their phones?
Well, yeah, I did people watch, but I don't know if I necessarily paid attention to whether they were on their phones or not. But you're asking, like, were there a lot of people just kind of like staring at their phones?
Yeah, I just wonder, it's like when we put some videos together or podcast, we always get demographics from not just like in Arizona, but we have like 27 people in Ireland that follow this podcast.
Wow.
Why is that?
Got you. Okay.
That's why I'm asking. It's like, what are people like? What do they? I know you probably had better things to do than what I'm asking and what you did, but I always wondered about that. Does the U.S. or American influence have that strength where what we're saying today, somebody in the middle of Belize is going to go, I'm going to start doing that?
That's a really good, as far as creating video content.
Yeah, any kind of content, yeah. I threw you some big curveballs, Aaron.
No.
I gave everybody else soft.
No, that's fine. No, like would someone find use for it? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Especially, okay, I'm thinking in Canada, actually, when I was there, a buddy of mine, he was telling me how they did a lot of their marketing in-house. And so I was trying to figure out what they did, and I explained to him what I did and how how I could help with some of the things that he was working on.
Interesting.
And I know, right? Plugging our company while.
That's when you start a side gig, Aaron.
Yeah, I know, right? Exactly. But yeah, I was recommending certain things to him, and video for his field would have actually been a really good idea. But yeah, it could definitely come in. It could be used. Yeah, they can definitely find use in it. In Colombia, it was interesting because I was talking to my friend about an IT related YouTuber. I was asking him if there was a YouTuber who, because I'm learning Spanish, and IT is like a field that I'm really interested in. So I'm like, but I don't see a lot of Spanish speaking IT YouTubers who break down the newest devices and stuff.
Right.
And so he was like, well, maybe I should start that. I was like, you should, because I want to listen to it. And there's not a lot. There's a ton.
Yeah.
In other languages, but I don't see a lot in Spanish, surprisingly.
Wow. Well, interesting.
So,
yeah. Wyatt,
I don't know.
Any last words as we wrap up this CS Presents the Marketing Corner podcast, this episode?
Well, the whole premise of video has been near and dear to my heart since the beginning. And when I first got into it, was all around green screen.
Oh, wow.
I love green screen. And we was working with Flash tools, and I was really into, the first videos I shot for a Tucson-based company were in California. I called a Hollywood company, and I got an actor.
Oh, wow.
Went over to California to shoot it because I could not find the professionals in Tucson. And so with that in mind, I was like, man, I have got to shoot more video and just take this upon myself. So, I think just that curiosity and having fun with it's so important. And we've taken that through different ways to benefit businesses in fun ways. And certainly, I think that's the biggest takeaway. Have fun with it.
Yeah.
I mean, people want to know who you're about and what you do.
Yeah.
And I love creating that story, and what tells it better than video.
Yeah. Yeah. So this was pretty good.
Yeah.
I thank each one of you for your input. I think each one, we're going to get this uploaded and downloaded to everything as soon as possible. At the end of the segment, Lily and I are going to put the little QR code. So if you want consistent marketing tips and facts and tidbits, please subscribe to our SMS marketing. What do we call it? Marketing hotline? Not a hotline. You know what it is.
An SMS group.
An SMS group, yeah. Where we provide you good little tips and stats that you need to keep your business up to date on. So if you see the description of this podcast, or if you see us on Facebook, LinkedIn, et cetera, we'll put the link in the description of the video itself. We thank you for listening in. And if you have any topics that you want us to discuss, please put them in the comments below, and we'll think about it. I don't know if I can promise you anything, but thank you all again, and thank you all for listening. And again, if you want to do what you want to do, you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah.
Thank you for tuning in to the Marketing Corner. Follow us on Facebook or visit us at csdesignsstudios.com today.